Well, the hospital porter's pride and dignity stopped the New World Order. Welcome to Panwo TV. It's souvenirs time again. Right, these are my smart trousers. Now, I brought these with me because I thought I might need them. You see, it's quite sad, you know, but you walk around this lovely sleepy town of St Anne's, which I've been showing you, and every pub's got bouncers outside it now. Seems stupid, it's probably some local bylaw. Every pub in Fylde has to have a bouncer. I can see in Blackpool you'd need one, but why St Anne's? Somehow having bouncers on outside pubs in St Anne's spoils the charm of the place a little bit. It's a shame that. Oh, a book! Oh, this book here is one lent to me by Fred, my friend Fred from my pro buddy. Me and Fred, we tend to swap books, you know, when we meet each other at these conferences. This one's called Encounters in the Pleiades, Inside Look at UFOs by Preston B. Nichols and Peter Moore. Oh, I've heard of Preston B. Nichols. Should be good. I'm going to have a read of that, get around to reading it at some point. A gag mag. Oh, I've got this magazine was sold to me by someone on the streets. Apparently it's kind of it's a bit like the Big Issue in Blackpool. Yeah, you know, when I was filming in Blackpool the other day, you know, when I was waiting for my bus, a guy came up and sold me this for £3, and it's quite funny. I've only had a look through some of them, but they're really some really funny ones in here. Some of them are quite rude, and others are sort of for kids. All goes to help the unemployed of Blackpool. Oh, what's this? Premier File 7111. That's it's taxi card. The Monaco Hotel. This is the card for the hotel I'm staying at. Actually, that's where I am there. We are. So that's the hotel, and it's a very nice hotel too. Now this here is given me in Blackpool as well. A Sea View Restaurant and Bar, Sands Venue. Now, I didn't get a chance to go in there, but it's a licensed deli bistro. Freshly made sandwiches, wraps, paninis, hot meals, all-day breakfasts. Well, that's quite remarkable because, you know, anyone who goes to Blackpool, you know, would think that the entire population lives off milkshakes, ice cream, candy floss and burgers. But it looks quite posh for Blackpool, actually. The Monaco Hotel again. Now, this is their little flyer. You've seen the card? Now, here's the flyer. I'll hand those out to some people. See if anyone wants to come stay here. Yes, no. Ooh, it's one of the breakfasts they do. Very nice indeed. Yes, indeed. Frontier Book. Oh, it's a book. This was tucked into one of the books I lent Fred when I got back. I must have just he must have been in the book when I got it. Frontier Bookshop. And this is actually in Amsterdam, as you say. But it's rather like in the inner bookshop and these various other sort of like esoteric bookshops. And it's you get a lot of really good stuff in there. You know, it's like the kind of things that we're interested in here. See, and I see all that in Dutch. I can speak a bit of Dutch, but not very well these days. But uitgebreid, I think, means outstanding assortment. Books. Oh, tweedehands. What's tweedehands mean? DVDs, videos, instruments, and crystals. Oh God, I can't read that. Another book from Fred, Montauk, The Alien Connection by Stuart Swerdlow. Now, Swerdlow he's an interesting guy. He talks a lot about some very interesting subjects, actually. He's one of the Montauk boys, and he's been laughed at quite a lot, but I think he's for real. I mean, he's said a lot of interesting things, you know, about and he's been proved right on a number of occasions. Like, he identified where the underground Montauk base was, which was later found by people who went in there. So that should be interesting. It's quite a short book for Swerdlow, actually. The Prism of Lyra, Exploration of Human Galactic Heritage. My goodness. Lisa Royal and Keith Priest. This is going to be quite an old book there. No barcode. Now this looks very interesting. All about maybe alien human hybrids and things like that. Exposing US government policies on extraterrestrial life. Michael E. Salla, a very good author. That's another of Fred's books. he's given me. I haven't bought any books this time actually, because I got too much to read. I'm decided no books this time until I've read some of the ones that are already on my pile. So that should be good. Yeah, Saleh's a very, very interesting guy. This is what's in here. Oh, it's my camera charger. What's this? Zen of Ben. Prepare to be amazed. And this is a book by Mike Oram and John Pickering. Yeah, I told you about Mike Oram, and we did this. He's did his little speech yesterday. He has a very, very interesting thing. He's written another book called Does It Rain in Other Dimensions, which is very good. Now this is his more recent book. That's more for kids and things like that, you know. What's this? Information about Reverend Kevin Annett. Yeah, Summons for Pope Benedict. Yeah, I picked this up from Penny Pullen's stall. Kevin Annett. Now I've spoken a lot about him. You even met him on her Panwo TV because I filmed one of his speeches. Basically, you can look through my list of films and you'll see it. Or Google Kevin Annett on YouTube and you'll see it. It's his website, Hidden from History. It's enormous. It's enormously disturbing discoveries he made about the residential school system in Canada. We ask you to pray for the abused, tortured, murdered children and end the church terror forever. Thousands of children died in Catholic-run church schools, orphanages, sweatshops in Ireland, America, Canada, and around the world. 50,000 children never came home in Canada. And the Canadian government's trying to cover it up, so take a good look at that. Another British case here, Holly Gregg, Justice for Holly Gregg. It's Holly Gregg and Robert, and there's a really Robert Green, who's the lawyer acting for her, a very, very brave and decent man. Holly's a young woman who, when she was a young girl, was abused by her father, her brother, and members of high-level paedophile ring operating in the Aberdeen area of Scotland. These include judges, local police, doctors, headmasters, schools, all high-level people, pillars of the community. It's been covered up by the Scottish legal system, and what's more, Holly's own uncle was murdered in 1997. Roy Gregg murdered in 1997 because he tried to expose it. This Tangled Web by Kate Swift is a website for survivors of sexual abuse. Good. Sexual abuse, yeah, that's good. You are not alone. I don't know if that's connected to government sexual abuse or other kinds, I'm not sure. Here's Alan Foster's. I told you about Alan Foster yesterday. I saw his speech, and this is basically his card, his little flyer here, talking about his work. He talks about angels, the Turin Shroud. He talks about UFOs, crop circles. Yes, an interesting guy. Look him up. Oh, what's this? Gonorrhea, syphilis, hemorrhoids, chlamydia, ME, peptic ulcer, rheumatism, rheumatoid arthritis, hepatitis, viral hepatitis, TB, HIV, AIDS, mental stress, lupus, influenza, and swine flu. You know, that's enough about my medical records. I'm still smiling, despite that. Now, actually, this is an advert for something called Cancer Bush, a miracle herb. It treats the following, apparently. Cancer Bush. Yeah. I don't know about this. I don't know anything about it. There's a website you can go to, cancerbush.org.uk. Now, I mean, I'm totally opposed to the big pharma cartels, and I know they are suppressing cures for cancer and other diseases. I don't know if this is one of the, I don't know if this is one of the real ones, because I mean, there are some fake cures about, you know, so you've got to be careful, you know. And here's that Mike's book that I told you about earlier, Does It Rain in Other Dimension? A Story of Extraterrestrial Encounters by Mike Oram. Now that's one of the creatures that he has contact with. Strange looking beings, but he calls it Telos, his space brother. And it talks. It's a very, very good. It's a very, very good and interesting book, actually. It traces his life, because he's over 60 now, but he's had these experiences all his life, and he lived in Warminster during the Warminster flat. Very interesting. This is Joanne Richards' card. Fly out. That's Joanne with her husband there, who's serving in prison, and this is all the various things that she talks about. There's one of the raptor creatures, and the DNA and UFOs, and it's basically it explains what he was doing as part of the Earth Defence headquarters. He's part of this Earth Defence this thing apparently. As I said, there's an awful lot of. It's a huge story, and Joanne really related as much of it as she could, but it was kind of just one bit of the life, and unless you see the bigger picture, you know the bigger context, you can't really put it into that context. Now, it sounds bizarre what she talks about, you know, but I mean, there could be an element of truth to it, because lots of people have come out and talked about secret deals with aliens and things like that. You know, it may not have been exactly as she says it is, but it does happen. These things do happen. You know, they really do. So I mean, I think we shouldn't be too hasty to dismiss what she's saying. I mean, you know, oh, here is their sheet of paper for the Earth Defence headquarters, which basically Joanne is running while her husband is in jail. As I was saying earlier, I mean, there's some problems. There's some questions I need to ask, and I asked Joanne about this actually in the conference. I said, you know, where do the Illuminati fit into this? And she was saying, you know, that many corporations and things like that are actually working for the bad aliens. You know. I got myself a T-shirt. I didn't get a book. I said no books this time, but I never said I wouldn't buy a T-shirt, and I have. Look at that. It's two grey aliens with a roller. Okay, time to make another crop circle. Oh, John Pickering. It's by John Pickering who's doing that book with Mike. This is great. Only £4, and I got it from Dennis and Marion Stall. Oh, brilliant! Yeah. The Secret History of Extraterrestrials. This is a book by Len Caston. Advanced Technology and a Coming New Race. Now this is one of the other books that Fred has lent me, and it's got, you know, little comments by Robert Rovell and Michael Saller, who wrote that other book. Now this looks interesting, you know. Extraterrestrial presence on Earth. Yeah. I have to look into that. Now Ken Wilber in dialogue. Oh, this is one of the books I brought with me to read. Ken Wilber's a very interesting guy. This is like a dialogue. It's not written by him, but he writes some of the segments in it. And there's other people contribute as well. But I tried reading this once, and I got just a third of the way through it. I had to give it up. It's quite intense actually. Ken Wilber is actually quite a difficult writer to read. I mean, he's a philosopher essentially, an American guy who is a very, very interesting philosopher, and he's well worth looking into. You know, here's another reading book I brought with me. I read some of this on the train on the way up. I got through quite a bit of it actually. The Skull Experiment: Scientific Evidence for Life After Death. New updated edition by Grant and Jane Solomon. Now it's actually the Skull Experiment was a psychic experiment carried out in Norfolk in the 1990s, and came out with some amazing findings, which were all monitored by the Society for Psychical Research, which, contrary to popular belief, as I explained during the ASAP conference and my report there, you know, these people are not these wide-eyed star children. All right, these are hard scientists, and they're actually, the SPR are actually a lot more sceptical than many certain people give them credit. So that should be. It's quite interesting what I've read so far, and I'm looking forward to reading the rest of it. Got a new hat. Didn't quite fit me. Let's just turn the viewfinder on. Yeah, I think I might have to stretch it slightly, but this is a present from Fred. He don't want it anymore, so he's given it to me. That's quite cool, I think. So you might see me wearing that on future Herpanmo TV videos. Oh, what have we got here? Oh, here's my venue, my agenda here. My raffle tickets 361 didn't come in, unfortunately. Damn. Now this is. Oh, do you remember my video with Mike? That guy Mike Rutter. Yeah. This is his flyer for his group, Witness Support Group, and his magazine Rapport. Like I said, I showed you it on the video. So if you have had encounters with UFOs, I suggest you send him an email there, reportmag 2009 at yahoo.co.uk. I mean, you'll find him very useful, I'm sure. Oh, look, someone bought me a present. Look, isn't that cute? One of the other delegates bought me this as a present. A little alien there. I'll have to put him on my shelf. Now, you see these little 3 lumps on this head and red eyes. This one actually looks, I think, like the Virginia alien. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the Virginia incident. It's become known as Brazil's Roswell, where an alien craft crashed at a place called Virginia in Brazil, and these little brown aliens were seen crawling around the town. And one of them was captured. At least one of them was captured. True Essence, aura photography. Right. Oh, I had my aura photograph. I think I filmed it actually. This lady's, it's like a Curlian photography. You basically put your hands on 2 electrodes and they pass a mild current through your body and they take a photo, and these amazing pictures appeared. And as I said, I saw Joanne Richards' aura. I've not seen an aura before, but I did then, so that was interesting. Finally, the Dot Connector magazine. Now, I showed you this, I think, at ASAP, or was it a Weird? I showed you this. I'm still only sort of like halfway through it. I mean, I've got so much to read. That's the problem. But it's a good. This is a good magazine. It's well worth getting. An amazing panoply of different ideas and really quite incredible. Yeah. Well, that's Souvenirs done for this probe conference. It's nearly over. I've just got one more place to take you before I leave you for this time. See you in a minute.